Are you thinking about that family reunion you're going to this summer? Well, hopefully you haven't been yet, and I'm going to give you some great ideas. Hey, and welcome to the VeryVera show. I'm so happy to be here with you, and certainly family reunions are some of my favorite things to plan. Today I'm going to be making 3 wonderful dishes, a traditional potato salad that my family reunion wouldn't be complete without, a brand new one for all of you that want to try something different and surprise your family, and then finally I'm going to show you how to make deviled eggs, the centerpiece for your family reunion. I've got a very special guest today, someone that I kind of danced the night away with, and also I'm going to take you to one of Augusta's premium places to do a family reunion. So come back with us. We've got a lot to do. It smells really good in the kitchen already. I hope you'll join us. Welcome back. You know, if you're like me, you're either really looking forward to the family reunion or you might be dreading it a little bit. But hopefully today I'm going to have you just think about maybe the food I bring this time might make me really enjoy myself. So today I'm going to give you my secret recipe for my own family potato salad. We've got a brand new one that we're going to do that hopefully none of you have ever even thought about before. And then the deviled eggs, those are going to be the centerpiece of the entire party. And I'm really thrilled today because Faye Hargrove, Faye, come on in. Yes, yes. Faye and I did Dancing with Stars Augusta together, and it was just the best. You know, she actually outdanced me, I'll have to say. But Faye is, she has her PhD. She is an author of a book called Better Choices. She has her own leadership and performance coach business. She actually gave me a little tip that I've used on the show today that's actually awesome. But I'm so glad that you asked me to help you with your family reunion that's coming up.
I'm so glad you agreed.
You know, and her family is just terrific. I can't wait for everybody to meet them shortly. But we're going to get started on these potato salads. Yes. I've got you working on the one that's brand new. This is a new potato salad. New is a recipe, and it's using new potatoes. Right. And then I'm going to get started on the traditional potato salad. Okay. So if you'll get going on the hard-cooked eggs, and I actually have a Vidalia onion that I am going to get chopped very fine. I've got my Idaho potatoes that are cubed cooking on top of the stove. And the secret to this is actually the fact that you get the potatoes cooked and you put the hot potatoes on top of the onions. So a finely chopped onion. It's about a medium. How are those eggs coming over there, Faye?
Just fine.
She actually gave me a little tip yesterday. She's full of tips about putting the egg under the water when you're trying to get it peeled, and it just worked beautifully.
And I learned something from you. This is a cool little gadget, and this one has a story.
Right. That is a egg slicer. And you know, you said you had seen them at the grocery store before, but you had just never bought one.
No.
So those work really well. All right, so I'm going to get these potatoes off the stove. And these cooked for about 8 to 10 minutes, and they're already cubed. So I'm going to use my colander that I love, Faye. I'm a big pottery person, and this is a pottery colander that a good friend gave me years ago. I love to use it. And I'm just going to quickly rinse the water off these potatoes. I'm going to come back over to my bowl and pour those directly on the onions. And the whole point behind this is now you're going to get that onion soaking in the onions. You know, we talked yesterday about there's so much technique involved. Yes. So many times in recipes that you may have a recipe that you've read on an index card that your mom had or your grandmother, but if you actually stood with them and watched them do it. So to this, I'm going to add my celery seed, and again, these recipes will be available on the WAGT website and also on the VeryVera website. And then I've got pickle relish that's going to go on. And all that makes the flavor just go through. And they're going to let that cool a minute. And to that, I'm going to add the hard-cooked eggs. Oh, those look so great.
I'll have
I'm
to
just
get one
going
of
to
these
sprinkle
little
those
tools.
on. And now we're going to add the mayonnaise after that's cooled for just a minute. But let's get started on that new potato salad. You're going to be cutting up the scallions and making a vinaigrette. And I want to talk to you a minute about the difference in these two dishes that you can do the potatoes in the microwave. And I've actually put these in the microwave just very quickly, about a minute per potato, and then you don't have to be worried about how long it's boiling on the stove.
Now that's my kind of cooking, using the microwave.
Absolutely. So we're going to do a little bit of that coming back. So come back with us. We're going to be finishing the traditional and get started on the new. That looks great. Welcome back. You know, Faye, thank you so much for joining me today. Everyone, Dr. Faye Hargrove.
My pleasure.
She is just awesome. She and I had an opportunity to dance together for Dancing Stars of Augusta, and now we're cooking together.
Yes.
We're cooking and dancing in the kitchen, having a great time. During the break, Faye, you and I got this traditional potato salad finished, and I just wanted to show everyone again the thing that makes this so wonderful and why my family loves it so much is because I put the hot potatoes on top of the cut up onions, and the whole flavor of that comes through. And actually we love to eat it warm, so if you make it ahead, you can zap it in the microwave just to get that same feeling back. So I'm going to set that aside, and Faye, you are going to get started on this vinaigrette for the new potato salad. And what you got going there?
So what I did was I cooked 1 slice of bacon and chopped up in 1/4 inch slices and put it in here with the olive oil. So that's going to be nice. And then I'm going to take the Dijon mustard and add it in with the red wine vinegar. Now, you taught me a new term.
Okay.
And a new scientific term for cooking. That's an emulsification.
Absolutely, and this just means that the oil and the vinegar are going to react together, and you're going to get that thickness like you do in dressings. So it just is going to make a really nice, fluffy sort of a vinaigrette that's going to go on top. And over here, as you can see, the beauty of this dish, the fact that we're using sweet potatoes and red potatoes, and a little different from the one that I did earlier, Faye, when I boiled the potatoes. I love to use the microwave for potatoes. You can, just do it a minute at a time and get the exact consistency you want. I love for them to be firm but not mushy.
Okay.
So I did each potato for about a minute. If I put 4 or 5 in there at once, that's 4 or 5 minutes. I'm dicing these into 4s. We're going to get that going. And then I'm going to get this Dijon mustard that is kind of a dressing that goes on top. So with this, I've got 1/4 of a cup, and I love to use Hellmann's mayonnaise. I might be a little picky about that, but that's in any sort of salad, I love Hellmann's.
Great.
I've got 2 tablespoons of Dijon mustard. I've got 2 teaspoons of onion powder and garlic powder. And this just really dresses this up so well. And then a little bit of cayenne pepper. And I'm going to mix this together, and then I'm going to toss that over the potatoes, and then we're going to finish it with the dressing that you just made.
I also have some parsley, some chopped fresh parsley, and some scallions to add to it.
Absolutely, and that is what makes it so attractive. So I'm just going to get this poured right on top. And again, because we haven't cooked these potatoes to death, they're going to look really pretty in the bowl.
The color's pretty also. Pretty color.
So I'm going to toss this together. I'm going to come over to you, and we're going to add the vinaigrette. But I think this will be something at your reunion that none of your family members maybe have seen. So I'm going to let you pour that on.
This is going to be great. They're going
Doesn't
to love
it smell good?
Oh, it smells great. It's
Oh,
going
my
to be
goodness.
beautiful. I like the way the sweet potatoes and the new potatoes red skin potatoes blend in together.
Oh, it just looks great.
that
And then
color.
let's get those scallions and fresh parsley. And I'm gonna let you finish mixing
Okay.
that up because I've also got my deviled eggs going over here. I love to do the eggs and just pop them out, and then I actually just use a dinner fork to press these together. And you know, we talked about how do you cook your eggs, and I
Yes.
went through the whole spiel about that I boil them for 20 minutes and then let them sit and put cold water over them. And you said, well, do you know how I do mine?
I go to Publix.
She buys them
And
at
buy
the
them
grocery
already
store,
boiled.
already done. Okay, here again, I've got the Hellman's mayonnaise. I'm gonna add that, a little relish and Durkeys, my famous Durkeys I'm gonna put. We're gonna get these all stuffed up like you saw earlier, but you know, we've got a lot to do because we've got to pack up and get to the reunion.
Yes, we do.
So come back and join us. We're going to a very special location. It's a secret. Faye's family's waiting on us.
Yes.
We're gonna set up a beautiful buffet, so come back. Hey, welcome back. As you know, I've been working today with Dr. Faye Hargrove, getting ready for her family reunion. She and I got to be friends when we performed together on Dancing Stars of Augusta. But just look at this beautiful property today. You know, I told you we were going to a secret location for the reunion, and we're at the Julian Smith Casino right here on Lake Olmsted in Augusta. Such a beautiful place. I know I've been to sock hops here. Back in the day, people come here to do wedding receptions, all sorts of parties and events. So if you'd like some more information on this beautiful facility, please check it out at nbc26.tv. I love to do outside events, and I love to make the table look a little bit more interesting than just flat dishes on the table. So what I wanted to do today was to show you how you can just turn 2 8-foot tables into a beautiful display. I've got here on the table 4 basically risers, and they can be anything. I've used a gray bus tub. I've got a box from Zappos where I ordered some shoes this week. I've got a crate that Cokes came in, and then a box that I got a package from UPS. So these can become your risers. So what I've done, and you can use quilts, you can use remnants of fabric. This actually came from a fabric store right across the street from our office. But I'm just going to take the fabric and I'm going to start draping some of the boxes. And I love to mix the fabrics. This, as you can see, looks really great with that. Nice and bright summer colors. So I'm going to cover this box with the stripe and just kind of fluff it up. You don't have to have finished ends. I'm just kind of taking it and making it go across. Another piece of the stripe is going to go on this side. And you see it looks really good with the plates that I decided to use today. Paper plates work fine. These actually are just some plastic plates that I had, but I'm just going through, covering everything up. I'm going to pull the rest of this pink to cover up the box back here. And now, when everyone starts arriving with their dishes, I've got different places to put things. Remember the platter of deviled eggs that I made earlier? I said that would be the centerpiece for the table. With something as pretty as that, there's really no need for a flower arrangement. So just take your fabric, push it up, have plenty of room to put your extra things. I've got the plates here, and then as people come in, I start grouping things by color, maybe whether it's a dessert or a salad, whether it's an entree, what's going to look great with what Faye and I made today. So come on back with us. Gosh, it looks like people are starting to arrive. I'm going to help Faye's family put together the best reunion they've probably had in years. So come back with us. You have a wonderful opportunity at the dinner table to make a great first impression if you know how to use your tableware. It can be a catastrophe if you start like this. The easiest way to make this simple and to not worry when you're at the table, you're eating from the outside in. So I'm going to pick up my knife and fork in order to eat the meal that's in front of me. Grab, flip, and point. Again, you're going to grip it, flip it, and point. And this is how you properly use your knife and fork. The knife always goes on the right side of the plate at the top. Your fork is going to cradle in your hand with your point finger up, the middle finger as the cradle, and it makes it very easy to go into the meal, take a bite, perfect every time. Welcome back. For everyone that's just joined us, I'm here with my good friend, Dr. Faye Hargrove. And Faye, oh my gosh.
It's wonderful.
Oh, we've just had the best time today putting together your family reunion. Thank you so much for asking me to help you with that.
Thank you so much for helping to make our family reunion so special this year.
Oh gosh, and we are at the beautiful Julian Smith Casino on Lake Olmsted, and we're actually in the gazebo, which is great. There's a nice breeze blowing, and we would love for you to join us anytime at this property. They've got a beautiful outside facility as well as a place to have beautiful events on the inside. But you know, we talked earlier about the deviled eggs that we were making at the in the kitchen, and I said, you know, not only is it the least expensive thing to make for a family reunion, it can be the centerpiece of the table, and look at it.
It's beautiful.
It's just beautiful. And what we've done here, you know, I think a lot of times people shy away from doing deviled eggs for an event because they think, you know, I don't have anything to put them on, that many. This is just a wooden board. We've covered it with collard leaves. We've put bean sprouts on the top. It almost looks like a nest. And then we put the eggs in it like a bird's nest. And then to go with it, I've got fried onions, I've got a hot pickle, capers, tomatoes, dill, spring onions, ripe olives, bacon bits, and parsley. So for your next event, whether it's a reunion, I want you to try a deviled egg bar because it could be the hit of the night. Everybody loves deviled eggs. But I'm going to walk over. I see some of your family is starting to come, and I want to talk to a couple of them while you get that cake going. Cindy, hey,
how are you?
I just could not wait to meet you because I heard that this dish, this chili, is unreal.
Yes.
Tell me about it.
Well, first of all, it is a family expectation. And there is a method to my madness. I make it and I place it on the corner of the buffet because when people come in and they're really hungry, it keeps them away from the main courses.
Smart girl, Faye, do brains run in your family? I think they must. Awesome. Well, I'm going to ask you to go ahead and go through the table because I see Joe over here coming in with an apple. Joe, don't be trying to up me one on a pie now.
No, I don't think I'm in your leg, but this is the I feel good of the family reunion. And there's sometimes
There you go, Faye. We can dance to that. Oh, man.
apple pie, and you know Mom's apple pie, and so I tried to duplicate it, but I'm not in your league now.
Oh, no, I don't know. Well, I'm going to let you put that right there. Gosh.
Come on up.
Oh, man. This is so awesome. As you can see, the whole reunion is coming together. We've got friends and family now that are joining us. They're going to enjoy themselves, but I wanted to give you a couple of tips about doing an outside event. You know, it's tricky. We actually had a little bit of weather earlier today. We had some umbrellas up. But when you're doing outside, especially this time of the year when it's hot, I want to remind you about anything that has mayonnaise or sour cream or anything dairy in it, to be sure that you use something in the presentation to take account that you need to keep it chilled. Actually, one of Faye's relatives came in with a basket tonight with a frozen gel pack in it with a towel over it. I would have never known that a gel pack was in her basket. So it made a beautiful presentation, but yet she was keeping things cool while she was delivering it to this event. You know, be sure that you have extra utensils. When people come to a family reunion, you may have somebody that forgot their serving piece, so bring a few extra of those. Always have a variety. You know, if someone that's coming to the reunion says, what would you like me to bring? Don't hesitate to give them a suggestion. You know, sometimes we forget about salad. Sometimes we forget there might be a vegetarian in the group. So be sure that you take advantage of having the opportunity to make a suggestion to someone about what to bring. I'm going to walk over and see what people are thinking about what we've prepared. Oh gosh, Faye, isn't this just wonderful? Guys, look, now I know you're gonna eat more than that. You like it? So far, so good? That's great. I'd love for you to try some of what we made on the air today. This is the traditional, my family recipe, and then compare it to the one that I did with the sweet potatoes. I'd love for you to try that. As you can see, we're making people happy in the Hargrove family tonight. But I'd love for you to try some of the recipes that we made today. Take your hand at making a beautiful presentation out of something as simple as a deviled egg. But every Saturday night, you can have an event like this because it's not that hard, as you can see. So I hope you'll join us on Saturdays at 6. Try some of these recipes, but just remember, whatever you do, do it in good taste.